Imagine standing on the edge of greatness, but the weight of your own hesitation keeps you stuck in place. There's something you want, something you dream about, but there's this invisible force, a silent barrier, holding you back. Procrastination. You know you should be doing something, but you choose to do nothing. You scroll. You make excuses. You tell yourself, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow comes and goes, and you're still stuck. Why? What if I told you that procrastination is a trap? That every moment you delay is costing you the life you could have had? Would you take action? Would you stop and listen to what I'm about to say? It's the most unsettling feeling, isn't it? Knowing you're capable of so much more, yet somehow not getting started. The guilt, the frustration, the sense that time is slipping away. But here's the truth. Procrastination is not your enemy. It's your warning sign. A sign that you're not truly committed. A sign that you don't believe in your own potential yet. You're holding yourself back from your own success. So, the question is, what are you going to do about it? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to break free. It's not going to be easy, but I promise it will be worth it. And by the end of this video, you will have the tools to crush procrastination once and for all. What do you think procrastination costs you? Think about it. Every time you hesitate, every time you put something off, you are paying a price in time, a price in opportunity, and worst of all, a price in self-esteem. Let's go deeper into the emotional cost. Every time you put something off, you tell yourself that you're not capable, not disciplined, not worthy of success. It chips away at your confidence. How do you feel when you finally do the thing you've been avoiding? Relieved? Proud? Or do you just feel like you've escaped the guilt for a moment, only to return to the same cycle next week? This cycle is so dangerous because it slowly convinces you that your dreams don't matter enough to act on them. And over time, it becomes harder and harder to take that first step. What if you could flip the script? What if procrastination didn't have to be your enemy? What if it could actually be the key to unlocking your next level of success? I'll get to that in just a minute. But first, I need you to understand this. Procrastination is not a bad habit. It's a symptom of something deeper, something we've all experienced. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. And as we dive deeper, you'll begin to see that the only thing holding you back is your mindset, the way you think about time, success, and your own ability to achieve greatness. You've been taught that fear is something to avoid. But here's the truth. Fear is simply a signal that you're on the right path. It's time to stop running from it. Start facing it head on. Embrace it. Because once you do, that's when everything changes. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Because procrastination doesn't just go away. You don't wake up one day and magically become someone who never procrastinates. But what you can do is shift your perspective. You see, procrastination is not a weakness. It's not laziness. It's simply mismanagement of your energy and focus. Here's a simple question for you. Why do you put things off? What is the real reason? It's easy to say, I'm tired, or I don't feel like it. But let's dig deeper. Are you overwhelmed? Are you distracted? Do you feel like the task ahead of you is too big to start? Procrastination is often a mask for overwhelm. You see a big goal and you freeze. You don't know where to start, so you don't start at all. But here's the kicker. The only way to overcome overwhelm is to make the task smaller, simpler, and more actionable. Take the big task and break it into small, manageable steps. Start with just one step, the smallest step you can take. Do you want to know the most powerful secret to crushing procrastination? Start. That's it. Start. Even if it's for 5 minutes. Just start. Because once you take that first step, you're no longer stuck. Momentum begins to build, and you'll find yourself in motion. And here's the real kicker. The more you do this, the easier it gets. Momentum makes the task feel less intimidating, less overwhelming. You see, the key to beating procrastination isn't about pushing harder. It's about getting smarter with how you approach your tasks. Focus on small wins. Celebrate them. Every time you make progress, no matter how small, you build confidence. Every small win is a victory, a signal that you're moving forward. This is the power of compound interest. If you focus on those small wins each day, just like saving a little bit of money, it will add up over time. You will be amazed at the results. It's time to change your relationship with procrastination. Don't fight it. Use it to your advantage. When you feel procrastination creeping in, ask yourself, what small step can I take right now? And take it. Here's the secret to all this. Action beats intention. Every time. I want you to take action today. Right now. Take that first step. I don't care how small it is. Just take it. Don't wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. If you're serious about crushing procrastination, I challenge you to make today the day you start building momentum. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be done. Leave a comment below. Share what step you're taking, and let's hold each other accountable. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, because this journey is just beginning. We're going to face our fears, take control of our actions, and live the lives we deserve. And I'll leave you with this. Procrastination is not the enemy of success, but the lack of action is. You can crush procrastination, and it all starts with you. Do you see it now? Every time you procrastinate, you're not just missing out on a task. You're missing out on growth opportunities, and even more, your future self. Think about the long-term effects of procrastination. It doesn't just affect one area of your life. It impacts everything. Your dreams, your relationships, your goals, all slowly start to slip through your fingers like sand. And over time, you lose trust in yourself. You stop believing you can do it. That's the real cost. The cost to your confidence. The cost to your self-worth. When you consistently put things off, your inner voice starts to say, maybe I'm just not cut out for this. You stop making progress. And eventually, you start doubting if success is even for you. But here's the thing, you are enough. And you have what it takes to beat procrastination. But you need to stop ignoring the fact that every day you delay, you're creating more distance between where you are and where you want to be. So let me ask you, how long will you let this go on? How many more days, weeks, or years will you allow procrastination to win? This is a wake-up call. You have the ability to turn this around right now. Right now is where your story can change. But first, you need to acknowledge the problem, understand the cost, and recognize that you are the solution. The price you pay for procrastination is steep, but the price of not acting, not stepping into your greatness, is far worse. Do you want to look back and regret? Or do you want to look ahead with pride in your heart, knowing that you took control? In a few moments, I'll show you exactly how to take that first step, how to build the momentum that will help you crush procrastination, and how to shift from waiting to acting. But first, let's explore the real root of the problem. At its core, procrastination is rooted in fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. But here's the secret. Fear is not your enemy. It's simply a signal that you care. Think about it. You don't procrastinate on things you don't care about. You procrastinate on the things that matter most. The things that could change your life. The dreams that could lead you to success. But also the possibility of failure. That fear is natural. It's human. But here's the catch. You can't let it control you. The longer you delay, the more that fear grows. You begin to feed it. It gets louder, more persistent. But once you acknowledge it for what it is, just a signal, it becomes a lot easier to move through it. Fear only has power if you give it power. So, how do you overcome it? You start by taking action anyway, even when you're afraid. Especially when you're afraid. You show fear that it doesn't control you. You control it. Now it's time to get practical. How do you stop procrastinating for good? It starts with clarity. When you're not clear on what you need to do, it's easy to get overwhelmed and put it off. So, the first step is to break your task into small, manageable steps. Imagine trying to climb a mountain. Would you tackle the entire mountain in one go? Of course not. You'd focus on one step, then another, until you reach the top. The same goes for any big goal. Break it down into bite-sized actions that you can complete in small increments. Focus on the first step, not the whole journey. Here's a quick strategy you can use right now to stop procrastination. Pick one thing that you've been avoiding. Break it down into 3 small steps. Commit to doing just one step today. Repeat it every day. The key is consistency. The more you break it down, the easier it becomes to keep moving forward. And the more steps you take, the more you'll realize that you can do this. You can win against procrastination. And here's another important tool, time blocking. Instead of saying, I'll work on this later, commit to a specific time in your day where you'll work on it for just 15 to 30 minutes. This small time commitment can make a world of difference. You'll find that once you get started, it's much easier to keep going. You've taken the first step. You've broken the task into small actions. Now, celebrate the small wins. Every single one of them. Procrastination doesn't disappear overnight, but each small action moves you closer to breaking free from its grip. Every time you act, you win. And each win gives you more confidence, more clarity, more power. The more you focus on these small wins, the easier it becomes to keep the momentum going. You start to realize that the big goals are simply the sum of all the small actions you take. And as you progress, keep reminding yourself that you're not just avoiding procrastination. You're creating a new version of yourself. One who is confident, decisive, and relentless in the pursuit of success. Now that you understand how to break the cycle of procrastination, there's one more piece to this puzzle. It's about building a legacy of action. Procrastination is not just a bad habit, it's a cycle. But once you break that cycle, you'll notice something amazing. You'll stop worrying about procrastination. It won't have a hold on you anymore because you've rewired your mindset. You created a new habit of action, and this habit becomes part of your identity. You stop thinking of yourself as someone who procrastinates. You think of yourself as someone who gets things done. This is where the true transformation happens. Procrastination doesn't just stop being a problem. It becomes a distant memory, a thing of the past. And the best part? You'll be living the life you've always dreamed of. So here's what I want you to do right now. Don't wait for tomorrow. Start today. Pick one thing you've been putting off. Break it down into small, manageable steps. Then start with that first step and keep going. I challenge you to make today the day that you start building momentum. Because success doesn't happen by waiting. It happens by doing. Leave a comment below and tell me, what's the first step you're going to take today? If you're ready to crush procrastination and change your life, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Don't miss the next video, because we're going to keep building on this momentum. Together, we'll achieve greatness. And remember this, procrastination doesn't have to win. Not anymore. We've already uncovered that procrastination is a fear-driven habit, and the real key to overcoming it is action. Specifically, small, manageable actions. But here's the secret that most people overlook. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. We often wait for the right moment or the perfect time to start. But that perfect moment, it never comes. Perfection is an illusion. The reality is that the only time that matters is now. Start where you are. And when you do, you'll begin to see the incredible power of momentum. Here's an example. Let's say you want to write a book. It feels overwhelming, right? The idea of writing 50,000 words sounds like a mountain you could never climb. But here's the trick. Don't focus on writing the whole book. Focus on writing just one page, just one paragraph. Heck, start with just one sentence. Every time you sit down and write that sentence, you're no longer procrastinating. You're making progress. And after a few weeks, those sentences will add up to paragraphs. Those paragraphs will turn into pages. Eventually, you'll have a book. But all starts with small actions that you take every single day. Now that we cracked the code on taking small actions, here's where the real magic happens. You can't just take one step and expect everything to change. You need to repeat those steps every day. The key is creating habits of action. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail isn't their natural ability, their resources, or even their luck. It's their habits. Successful people don't get where they are by waiting for motivation. They build consistent habits that keep them moving forward, even when they don't feel like it. Imagine this. If you make one small action a habit, whether it's reading for 10 minutes, writing a paragraph, or even doing one push-up every morning, by the end of the month, you'll build a solid foundation of progress. That's the power of consistency. Small actions, done consistently, create massive results. If you want to build a life of freedom, success, and fulfillment, you have to understand the compound effect. The small decisions you make every day, no matter how insignificant they seem at the time, are compounding over time. They add up. Let's break this down. Imagine you invest just 1% of your time into growth every day. Just 1%. By the end of the year, you've compounded that growth. It's not just 1% more progress. It's more than 37% growth if you keep at it consistently. The same applies to procrastination. The more you put something off, the more the delay compounds. Every minute you hesitate adds up. Every moment you spend avoiding the task puts more distance between you and your success. But on the flip side, every time you take action, no matter how small, you're building momentum that will carry you forward. The beauty of this is that the compound effect doesn't care about how big your first step is. It only cares about consistency. Start small, stay consistent, and you'll be amazed at how far you can go. Let's get real here. At the core of all procrastination lies one thing: identity. You see, when you procrastinate, you're not just avoiding tasks. You're reinforcing the belief that you're someone who can't follow through, or isn't disciplined enough, or isn't capable. But here's the most powerful truth I can share with you. Who you are is defined by what you do. You're not just someone who procrastinates. You are someone who takes action. Shift your identity from "I procrastinate" to "I am someone who takes consistent action." When you make this shift, everything else falls into place. Because the moment you identify yourself as someone who takes action, procrastination will no longer have a place in your life. It's not just about changing what you do. It's about changing who you believe you are as you continue to take action. It's important to periodically look back and reflect on your progress. You've made strides, you've taken small steps, and now it's time to celebrate. Reflection allows you to acknowledge how far you've come and see the incredible progress you've made. Think about it. How much more would you accomplish if you celebrated every small win? Reflection is also the perfect time to adjust. If something isn't working, this is your chance to refine your strategy. But don't get discouraged. Failure is feedback. It's a chance to learn, improve, and grow stronger. And remember, nothing worth having comes without challenges. At the end of the day, procrastination is just a mental block, a habit you've built over time. But habits can be broken, and new, empowering habits can be formed. Procrastination will always try to sneak in, but now you have the tools to beat it. Take action. Make it a habit. Celebrate your progress. Reflect. Keep going. Remember, you are the master of your own time. You are the one in control. And the only way to stop procrastinating is to start. So, take a moment today. Identify one thing you've been putting off and break it down into a tiny, manageable step. And then take that step. That's how you break free from procrastination. One step at a time. Every day. Now, I challenge you. What's the first step you'll take today? Don't wait. Take action now. Leave a comment below and let me know what small action you're committing to today. Share your story with others, and let's hold each other accountable. If you're ready to crush procrastination and transform your life, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Together, we're going to keep pushing forward one small step at a time. Because remember, the road to success isn't about giant leaps. It's about consistent, small steps. And those small steps add up to something monumental. Don't let procrastination hold you back. Take action now. The life you deserve is waiting for you. You just have to start. We've come a long way in this journey. We've explored the cost of procrastination, the fear that fuels it, and the simple yet powerful steps you can take to break the cycle. But there's one more thing I want to leave you with, and it's the key to turning everything we've discussed into a permanent part of your life. You're not just fighting procrastination. You're building something much more important, a legacy of action. Imagine looking back, years from now, and realizing that your success didn't come from a single moment of brilliance, but from your ability to take action consistently over time. That's the true power of overcoming procrastination. Not just to get through today, but to build momentum that lasts for a lifetime. Success isn't about waiting for motivation to hit you. It's about the ability to push through the resistance, even when you don't feel like it. It's about making action a habit, not an occasional burst of energy when you feel inspired. When you take consistent action, something incredible happens. You start to change. Your entire identity transforms. You stop seeing yourself as someone who struggles with procrastination and start seeing yourself as someone who gets things done. And that shift in identity is the secret to long-term success. It's not about fighting procrastination every day. It's about creating a new default mode, a mode where action is automatic. You've heard the saying, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. But here's the truth. It doesn't end there. Taking that first step is the hardest part, but it's what happens after that step that really matters. The next step, and the next. It's the compound effect of small actions done consistently over time that will bring you the results you seek. Small efforts, repeated day after day, build into something powerful. Let me give you an example. Let's say you dedicate just 30 minutes a day to learning something new, whether it's reading a book, studying a new skill, or working on a personal project. Over a month, that's 15 hours of growth. Over a year, that's 180 hours. The equivalent of nearly 5 weeks of continuous learning. Imagine if you did this for 5 years. The power of small, consistent actions is exponential. It compounds, and the results are mind-blowing. But it all starts with the decision to take action, even when you don't feel like it. So, how do you keep going when the excitement fades and life gets in the way? The key is creating systems that support your actions, so you don't have to rely on willpower alone. Here are a few strategies that have helped countless people overcome procrastination for good. Create a routine. When you make something a part of your daily routine, it becomes automatic. It's not something you decide to do. It's just something you do. The less you have to think about it, the easier it is to stick with it. Break it into bite-sized pieces. We've talked about this before, but it bears repeating. Big tasks can feel overwhelming. Break them down into small, actionable steps and take them one at a time. You'll be amazed at how much you can accomplish. Set micro goals. Instead of focusing on the end result, focus on small goals that push you forward. Set daily or weekly goals and celebrate each win, no matter how small. The act of celebrating reinforces a habit and keeps you motivated. Accountability. Find someone who can hold you accountable, whether it's a friend, a mentor, or an online community. Knowing that someone is watching and supporting you makes it harder to procrastinate. Reframe your thoughts. When procrastination creeps in, it's often due to negative thoughts or fear. Reframe those thoughts by reminding yourself of why you're doing this in the first place. Ask yourself, what's the bigger picture? What's at stake if I don't take action? Visualize success. Take a few moments each day to visualize yourself achieving your goals. Imagine how it will feel, what your life will look like, and what you'll gain from your hard work. This vision can be a powerful motivator when the going gets tough. Now, I want you to understand something very important. Success doesn't happen overnight. It's built through persistence, through a willingness to get up and try again, even when things don't go as planned. Persistence is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who give up too soon. You will encounter obstacles. You will face setbacks. But here's the thing. Every successful person you admire has faced those same challenges. The difference? They didn't quit. They kept moving forward, one small step at a time. You have the same power within you, the ability to keep going, even when the journey gets tough. And when you do, you'll reach the point where procrastination no longer has any hold on you. It will be a distant memory, a chapter in your story that's already been written. Imagine waking up every day knowing exactly what you need to do, not feeling overwhelmed by your to-do list, but feeling empowered by it because you built the habits that allow you to take action, and you know that every task you complete brings you closer to your goals. That's the life you're building. A life where procrastination no longer controls you. A life where action is your default. This is your moment. The moment when you decide to make the shift. The moment when you decide to stop waiting and start doing. You've already taken the first step by watching this video, and now it's time to take the next step. Don't wait for the perfect time. The perfect time is right now. The life you've always dreamed of is waiting for you, but you have to act on it. I know this might feel uncomfortable. The idea of taking action consistently, even when you're scared or unsure, can be intimidating. But I want you to remember this. The greatest regret you'll ever have is not in failing, but in not trying. Procrastination is not a lifelong sentence. It's a bad habit, but it's a habit you can break. You have the power to change it. All it takes is the willingness to act. Now, go ahead and take that first step. Break the cycle. Build the momentum. And soon, you'll find yourself living a life that's fueled by consistent action rather than procrastination. If you're ready to break free from procrastination once and for all, I want you to make a commitment today. Take one small action right now, one thing you've been putting off, and share it in the comments below. What step are you taking today to crush procrastination? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a moment of this journey. Together, we're going to keep moving forward one step at a time because you deserve to live a life of action. And today is the day you make that a reality.